Users of Reddit, what is the most stupid profession that actually exists? NYC apartment brokers. I hate having a middleman. The only way it would make sense to me is if they were there to negotiate on my behalf, but instead they are incentivized to do the very opposite. I once heard about an apartment opening in NYC from a friend of mine in the building, so I called the landlord and she said this is when it's available, this is the rent, oh and there's a broker's fee, and I'm the broker. Such a scam, but I paid it because you have to in NY. I feel like being a broker for your own property should be illegal. Yeah, but then it becomes my brother John is the broker. No winning unless you ban the practice altogether. Paparazzi. Professional stalking / harassment. Look up Toby Maguire's breakdown in front of the press. He's yelling at them to move because he just wants to drive off, but they swarm and surround the car instead. Complete and utter bullshit that paparazzi can basically harass celebrities and get paid for it. Agreed. Or Britney Spears' breakdown is literally just a woman with PTSD trying to reintroduce herself to normal life. But we are all just ignoring PTSD exists. Somehow. And acting like posting vents or having a conversation with a waiter is a meltdown. We as a society need to chill on judging each other over everything. Promotional speaker. Let me tell you how I became successful charging you $10,000 to speak. How I get $10,000. Feels like that book titled How I Made $290,000 selling books that was for sale on Amazon for $290,000. Anyone who says they have an investing strategy 100% makes money from selling this bullshit and couldn't make money investing in a million years. You can add the 25 years old that swears he clears $30K per month in timed forex and crypto trades because of his proprietary software that you too can use. Which is dumb, because if it actually worked, scale up and become a centibillionaire. Edit. People are explaining to me how scale of trades work in finance. As I'm reading these comments from my office at Goldman Sachs, I don't have time to respond. If it actually worked, they wouldn't be telling anybody about it because it would get banned, or cease to work, or the system would be changed once the word got out. They would make bank and then go quietly into the ether to live the rest of their lives lavishly. Real get-rich-quick schemes do exist, they're not all fake. But they usually only work once, and the person that figured them out isn't gonna tell you jack shit because they're gonna make as much money as they can and then get out before someone finds out. Whatever the person who's in charge of making the malware and annoying redirect ads is called edit, my bad, thought in charge is written as in charge edit too. Should have mentioned this earlier, but if you're suffering from this, get the uBlock Origin browser extension. It's the best thing that could have possibly been made for a browser. The person in charge of making the malware is the best comment in this thread. Thanks for the laugh, brother. Think about it, if we could just get rid of that one guy, the world would be such a better place. The jerk off at insurance companies who gets to choose if a medical procedure is covered. Yeah, like the one who decided my C-section was not considered necessary. Why don't you just hold the baby in? Of course. Get pregnant. Absorb baby. Nutrients. Ticket broker and console broker, aka ticket scalper and console scalper. Add no value to the transaction, just needlessly insert themselves to profit. Screw 'em. Food scalper is the new thing. Both the big delivery folks, and small-time scammers, that set up websites and ads to ride on top of local restaurants, charge extra on top, and then just place the same order. Is that why some of my food delivery orders are at bullshit restaurants that don't really exist, causing me to spend 10 minutes looking for the place until I check the notes and see that Pancake Orgasm is actually the Cracker Barrel? And they're not just making people think it's a whole other restaurant, but actually charging extra for the false promise of an orgasmic pancake when it's Cracker Barrel? Be sure to subscribe so that more relaxing and interesting Reddit videos will show up in your feed. Thanks for watching, enjoyed the rest of the video. Pet communicator, yes we have these in my country, and there's this famous internet joke, communicator, your pet wants to be pet more often, owner, he is a fish. Edit, I'm surprised that lots of places actually have this. and many people are buying it instead of doing their homework. After a dog attacked one of my friend's dogs at the dog park, the owner came back the next day saying he took his dog to the psychic and found out that the reason his attacked was because the other called his dog fat. There was a pet psychic show on TV that I assume got greenlit on the heels of whoever that arsehole guy was that used cold reading to talk to dead people. It was really stupid. I remember the lady telling a dog's owner he says he wants you to give him more French fries, and the owner started freaking out like how did you know he loves French fries? Psychic. Any kind, especially those who prey on people mourning the dead and convincing them they are speaking. Literally have someone in my family that's convinced everyone she's psychic. It got to the point where my sister got mad at my nephew for getting vaccinated without her consult. He's 18. She would speak to our cousin who passed away too soon, see the dead when we were out at restaurants, and just say stupid bullshit like you will heal with your hands after I've told the family I'm interested in medicine. Please. Oh, she also consulted my other sister that if she got pregnant with her current partner she should get an abortion. I'm pro-choice over here, but the only person who should be making that choice are the people involved in the baby making process, you know. Pisses me off. Televangelists, biggest scammers in the world. But don't worry, just slap the name Jesus or God and it's legit. God spoke to me and said I need a brand new G800 because it has a longer range than my 2-year-old G650, so I can reach more people with the message of God. So please open up your checkbooks and donate that $72 million I need to get it. I remember seeing an interview with two televangelists talking about why they needed their private jets. They literally said they travel so much to spread the word of God, and can't be expected to sit with the heathens and demons in coach. Basically the people who give them money. Life coaches, especially the ones in their 20s. Listen. You don't know shit about shit. And if your coach title doesn't start with a sport in front of it, you're a fraud. You know nothing. In fact, you know less than nothing. If you knew that you knew nothing, then that would be something, but you don't. I have a friend who does this. He was just bouncing between dead-end jobs until he went to a coaching seminar. Now he has 8 to 10 insecure 20-somethings paying him $2,000 a month for gym schedules, recipes, and girl advice. On one hand, get your money, dude. On the other, it's all basic shit they could get from a Google search. They don't need to give you $2K a month to tell them to shop at H&M and do 10 pull-ups. It feels predatory. Edit, this got a lot of attention, so I feel like I should add more context. His clients are mostly young nerdy guys who graduated and immediately got 6-figure tech jobs. No one's skipping rent to pay him. He also pays people for secretary work, social media, and marketing, and he doesn't always have a full roster, so he's not taking home the full amount every month. I think he takes home $70,000 a year all said and done. Good money, but not quite as lucrative as people are imagining. I believe the seminar he attended was like $8,000 for a weekend where they teach you the whole business, and then for 99% of people who attend it never works out. It took him multiple years to get all this working to a point where he could do it full time. The part that doesn't sit well with me is the way he advertises and the quality of content he provides. The marketing is very heavy on the confidence/game side of things, targeting insecurity. You feel ugly, and overlooked, and you're short, and out of shape. Everyone doubts you and girls don't pay attention to you. Screw all that. Join my team and we can change things. Just really leaning into young men's insecurity. The program itself is really basic. The cooking is like fried rice that you'd find on all recipes. The workouts are very entry level and only require a pull-up bar. He does it all remotely. The core of the advice is stuff you could find in AskReddit. How do I look/be more attractive? Threads. I can appreciate the personal touch and the accountability he provides as a coach. I trust that he's a genuine cheerleader for them, but it's hard for me to value it at $2,000 a month. It doesn't work for him because it's really good, it works because he's very attractive, in great shape, and these guys think they'll look just like him in a few months. I can't help but feel most of these guys are going to look back on his coaching after getting a few more years of life experience and feel like they got scammed because they were young, inexperienced, and lonely. I ain't knocking the guys for wanting it, and I'm not knocking him for selling it, but it doesn't feel right. Predatory tow truck drivers. Just find a lot where these pieces of shit operate. Then rent your own truck. As soon as they come by and look for vehicles, they will often pop out of the truck to assess the car and get ready to position their vehicle. This is your chance. As his truck is idling illegally and parked in a no parking zone, back your own truck up and hook it up and drive that shit off. As soon as he steps out, slap a boot on it. My sister used a camp consultant to find a summer camp for her kid. I'm still in shock that that is a real job. And that my sister hired one. Different situations. I'm getting ready to move to a new city. I'd pay $50 for someone to give me a write-up on 15 different summer camps. Pick-up drop-off times, distance from home, cost, specialty, what activities, have they been found guilty of negligence the last 5 years? Is it being bankrolled by a cult? Okay, that's legit and a reasonable fee. Edit, the more I think about this, the more I am sure you could turn this into a modestly successful website. The sort of thing you would need to do a decent amount of legwork late winter and early spring, but then sell advertising or sell the review guide for a nominal fee. Most of the middlemen type jobs come from a legit and reasonable place. Look at car sales for instance. A car dealership is great for the manufacturer. They don't have to worry about maintaining inventories, keeping service shops open, local advertising, etc. They get to do that they do best. Make cars. They also get a very reliable purchaser. These dealers are consistently going to be demanding an influx of new products to sell, so it keeps the factory churning. This even has some benefits for the customer base as well. When you have an issue, you don't have to try and track down the manufacturer, which may be on the other side of the country, or possibly world. You more than likely have a local representative who can handle sales of parts and accessories, or servicing your vehicle. The problem is capitalism. Dealerships turn around and use their power as a required middleman to extract as much profit as possible from the customer base. This summer camp consultant is a cool idea as long as it's Harry and Janine Camp, who met working at a youth summer camp 50 years ago and have been in love ever since. Now in their retirement they go and collect info on all the best camps around and consolidate this information into an easy to understand blog or magazine, and sell it for a reasonable price. This is cool until they get a buyout offer from Yelp or something and the site is more heavily monetized and they start requiring subscriptions, and they start making deals with all of the best summer camps to set up deals where they're the sole seller of tickets/camp packages, and now you have to go through them to get there.